Corvette ZR1-X versus GTD Mustang. Let's get into this. A lot of chatter and videos and stuff going on around the internet, YouTube in particular. I hesitated even doing this, but I have a different spin on this using facts and kind of like common sense to kind of wade through the nonsense. The Corvette ZR1-X beat the GTD by 3 seconds. People are going crazy over this because they say 3 seconds is like a lifetime when you talk about Nurburgring. I understand that, but I have a different way of looking at that. It took these cars about 7 minutes to lap the ring. Doing it under 7 minutes is an amazing feat for a production vehicle. No question about that. Amazing. There wasn't that time not long ago where race cars didn't lap it in under 7 minutes. American production cars are doing it, which is astounding. Let's look at the 3 seconds. A little less than 7 minutes to go around the ring. Let's just say, let's just call it a flat 7 minutes. If you break that 3 seconds down, basically 6 half-a-second mistakes were made to go a slower time or to lose that 3 seconds. Half a second, think about that. That could be as little as an incorrect steering input. Maybe a bad line through the corner. Very simple, very easy to make that half a second mistake. And when you're talking about over 20 miles, and was it 70 some turns throughout the track, you can see how that can happen. I'll refer back to prove this that the GTD, the first trip to Nurburgring, was beaten by the second trip to Nurburgring by 5 seconds. The GTD went 5 seconds quicker than its previous lap time. 5 seconds. When you compare that to the Corvette, 3 seconds, you can see why Jim Farley, CEO of Ford, said we're going to go back and see if we can't beat that. I'm sure they will. They're going to beat that track time by the Corvettes. I have no doubt they're going to do that. Now let's get into the cars themselves. I'm not even going to talk about price point. Neither of these cars is something that's obtainable for any guy like you or me. That's not even thoughts of it. That's why you see a guy like Jay Leno driving one around California. He can afford it. Guys like you and me, we can't. Price is irrelevant when you're talking about cars like this. Let's look at the platforms. Mustang GTD has a little over 800 horsepower. It's a front engine car. Although it had to be modified, the car was extensively modified at Multimatic by moving the engine back in the chassis for better weight distribution, and it does have a transaxle in the back to better balance the car. Some serious mods from the production when you consider mid-mount transmission, more forward-mounted engine, and a live axle in the back. The Corvette ZR1-X. 1,250 horsepower, give or take. That power comes from 1,080 something horsepower, 5.5 liter twin turbo V8, plus, and that's a mid-mount engine, that's behind the driver, plus the transaxle in the back. Plus you have 186 horsepower electric motor driving the front wheels. All-wheel drive versus the rear-wheel drive of the Mustang. Obvious advantage for the Corvette. There are several long straights in the Nurburgring. The Corvette can definitely take advantage of that extra horsepower in the car in order to overcome any kind of lap time deficiencies. They can be slower through the corners. I haven't looked at the individual times. I don't even know if they're out there as far as like intervals between points on the track. But I can almost guarantee that the Corvette was way faster through the straights than the Mustang. Mustang has said to be about 190 mile per hour car, which makes sense. This is a 2019 GT350. That was the limit of the speed on this car as well. Although the body designs have changed, Ford mentioned that there was an aerodynamic limit with the Mustang. And I think it hits that wall, right? 190, 195, somewhere around there. You look at the Corvette, top speed is well over 200 miles per hour. Some have said 223. Distinct advantage, horsepower-wise, and it's going to make the difference in the straightaways. So, let's get to the next thing. Everybody's crowing about the fact that these were engineers driving the Corvettes. There were three, obviously. We're focused on the ZR1-X. The gentleman who drove the ZR1-X is one of the engineers who helped design the car. But he also raced SCCA. But these guys also had plenty of track time with these cars on all these other tracks in America. Extensive testing, they broke the lap times of every track that they went to in America before they headed to the Nurburgring in Germany. Back to the drivers, these engineers, as they say, they're not amateurs. They're not professionals either, but they're not amateurs. They know their way around the track. You can tell from the in-car footage that's been posted online, these guys are taking the turns well, they're apexing them, they're doing it the way they should be doing it. They know what they're doing driving these cars. Nurburgring is a very challenging course. For anybody to lay down a sub 7-minute lap time in a production car is amazing. I don't care what kind of car it is, it's just amazing. Is the Corvette a little bit easier because of the horsepower? Yes, of course. Straightaways is where it gets it. So, back to my original premise. The comparison is a joke. And I also wonder if it isn't hype created by both car manufacturers, because it does them all very well to create this kind of hype. Mustang goes there, runs a lap time. Corvette goes there, runs a lap time and beats it. Mustang goes back. You know it's going back, and you know it's going to beat the lap time of the Corvette. Corvette go back again to do it again. It's a back and forth. Creates amazing publicity for all the cars and for the brands. GM's kind of suffered a bit with their performance brand for different reasons. Ford's been there through the years with their performance brand, just pushing the envelope with everything. Chrysler, Dodge, I don't know where they are. It's a shame, but it seems like they're coming back. Let's hope so. Big three in competition is always a lot of fun, and it's good for us because we get better cars through it. But again, the comparison is really kind of a joke. The cars are not comparable. When you look at them on the sheets, the Mustang should be blown away by the Corvette, and for them to actually be as close as they are, it's kind of embarrassing. Yes, I think 3 seconds on the Nurburgring is close. When you look at it, like I just kind of laid it out there, it's close. You want to disagree with me? That's great. This is where the comments are going to come in handy. I want to hear what you guys think. Once you lay down your comments, I'm going to try to reply to every one of them when I have a cool discussion about this. Light the comment section up. Light me up. Doesn't matter. I want to hear what you think. It's a cool discussion. It's going to be a lot more fun moving forward, especially after we see what happens when the Mustang goes back to the ring to make some laps. Will the Corvette return, or will it not? We're going to have to wait and see on that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.